So let me bring on my guest today. I have the Global Vice President of Plant-Based Proteins for the Ingredion Company, Mike Natale. Thanks for being with me. And then I have the fabulous co-founder and CEO of the NotCo company, Matias Muchnick. Matias, thanks for being with me too. So as you give tips to other small businesses, I'm wondering if you can share what you would tell them from your journey of the last 5 years.
What has been very successful is not only having and relying on partners that are, as I said, on sickness and health. This is a marriage, right? It's a long run. So you need to trust who you have, at your side. And one of the things that is most important, and it's maybe cheesy to say, but it's trust. If you don't trust someone else, if you don't share the formulations, if you don't allow them to look inside your company to understand what's the necessity or the need, then you spend too much time distrusting each other, and that kind of ruins value, right? These guys are guys who have worked with the biggest companies out there, with the most well-kept secrets. So, one of the things for us is, open up. That's where value is created. Otherwise, you're going to waste a lot of time distrusting each other and, getting a lot of problems in communication. And trust is one of the things that we have, based our ways of working with partners. And that has worked very, very well. So that's a it's not common. There's a lot of jealous company. I'm very we're going to protect this because otherwise it's going to be no. The value of an idea is created in the execution. It's not created in the idea. The ideas are worth zero. So if you don't execute that, if you don't have the right partner, if you don't have the co-man, if you don't have the ingredient, if you don't have the people, there's no way. I mean, that idea it's worth zero.
Yes, I love what you say. Really focusing on being light in so many ways. We talked about that you're asset light, so not investing in big factories and plants, but you're mentally light, if I can say that. You're not carrying that baggage of check on my competition or the jealousy or let's protect. You're remaining very sort of in flight. Mike, I'm wondering if you can riff off of this and share what tips you might have.
I think the only thing I would just add is having unique ideas, looking at a business model or a model like they've looked at it from a different angle is very important. But no doubt, it's let's just call it 50% of the equation. If you can't go execute on it, then it doesn't matter. And I think that's where Matias was spot on. Having the right partners on your execution is absolutely critical, and that's where an Ingredion really can help. We can help from that perspective of what historically, how the market, it kind of gets to market, the regulatory, the quality levels, all these aspects. I think there's some really good things that inherently we can deliver. And so my point is that for the startups that are out there that are listening to this or just looking at their execution model, these ideas that many startups are having are very fundamentally outstanding and going to change the industry. But the execution part is where there needs to be a lot of help. And it's not just Ingredion. There's an ecosystem there, whether it's packaging, whether it's regulatory, it's supply, and then the whole retail part of that, or what's the distribution. So it's not an easy, feeding the world is definitely not an easy, let's say, equation. But, I think the execution part is where people get really hung up, and it's not that easy. But we're a company that definitely wants to help and make life better, and we see a tremendous amount of value in that startup and the idea generation from it.